The Ukraine, Russia and the West still engaged throughout the morning this morning in an information war, trying to get the upper hand in the world's media. And we wanted to update you on the situation. We go live now to Newshub Europe correspondent Lisette Raymer, who is in Ukraine this morning. Lisette, what's the latest?
Well, the latest is that early this morning there was a shelling in eastern Ukraine, and there has been a back and forth, as you say, an information war taking place all day over who started that. Ukraine claims it was started by the Russian-backed rebels. The Kremlin is claiming that Ukraine fired the first shot. Now, the reason this matters is because since the beginning of this escalation, there has been warnings from the UK and the US that Putin would likely engage in a false flag operation, which really means he's going to try and discredit Ukraine by starting an attack and then blaming it on them so that he has an excuse to then go into a full-out invasion. So at the moment, that is what the US and the UK are suggesting he has started here in Donbass, down on the east, and certainly the Kremlin is still denying that and blaming it on Ukraine. So it is a back and forth. It has been for hours now. We are no closer to a solution, but we are certainly still feeling that this is a high-risk situation. Joe Biden today saying that he fears an invasion will happen in the next several days now.
How certain can they be of this? Because I hate to sound like, I'm sort of being a bit too cynical, but we have heard this before, haven't we? That it's tomorrow, it's coming in the next few days, it's coming in the next few days, it's coming in the next few days. Is this just Putin sabre rattling, and will this fizzle out? It sounds to the United States, at least, like that's not the case.
Well, the officials have made a point of trying to avoid saying an invasion is imminent, but then in the same breath, the whole plan of attack this time round for the US and the UK is to beat Putin to the invasion by declaring it on his behalf and putting him off doing it. They want to steal his thunder. They want to ruin the element of surprise. And so far, they make the announcement, the invasion doesn't happen, and people like you and even people around here say, see, it wasn't ever going to happen, but that doesn't mean it wasn't the plan. It may be a reflection that the US and the UK and their information war is actually working. And the satellite imagery continues to paint a very grim picture. 7,000 Russian troops advancing towards the border today. A bridge appeared out of nowhere overnight, constructed on the Belarus border with Ukraine. That was after Russia said they were going to withdraw from Belarus. Why would they be building a bridge if they were withdrawing? That is the question people are asking. Satellite imagery showing field hospital tents being put up and blood banks near the border. So all of this information is creating that grim picture, and that is why they continue to put these warnings out.
Life changed much for the people in Kiev?
Perhaps not for those in Kiev. I think there's definitely an attention to the warnings being made, and people are aware of what their plan might be if things do start kicking off. But we went up further to the Belarus border today, and it was a very different experience. The people that are living in those villages are 30 kilometres away from the border. They are going to be the very first people who meet those Russian troops. And while here in Kiev people are quite relaxed, quite defiant, up there people were on edge. People were very much waiting for what they felt was the inevitable. They felt like they were going to wake up in the morning and see troops coming towards them. And it was very scary, I think, for them to see these constant warnings, because it gave them a sense of justification that how they have felt for the last month is, in fact, probably or likely, if you listen to the US, going to eventuate.